evening and welcome to the Talk Right Show. I'm your host, Wayne Stennett, and tonight is our special every 4 months episode of Hot Tropics, where we invite a whole bunch of authors from tropical authors to join us, and we just sit around and talk about whatever comes up on our mind. Tonight, we don't have Nick with us as my co-host. He's actually on the road from Tennessee back to New Jersey. He usually leaves Tennessee on Tuesdays. And so when we changed to Monday, that was one of the reasons we changed so that Nick would be here with us. But he checked the weather forecast and saw that there was going to be rain on Tuesday. So he's driving home today. But anyway, we have Sharon Ward as one of our guest hosts, along with Don Rich, and Doug Pratt is here with us. So we've got four of us. And I think Nick Harvey's listening. He's in a bus. Well, he calls it a bus. We call it an RV. He's headed west. He's headed to Arizona.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know. There's no ocean in Arizona, Nick. So, Sharon, what do you got on?
He's eventually going to get to the Caymans. So.
Oh, is that what's he going to park his RV there? Or?
Yeah, he's parking his RV, and then he and Cheryl are flying down to the Caymans next week.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes perfect sense now.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to leave your RV with somewhere where it's not going to rust, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Arizona is your place.
Yeah.
Arizona in the summertime. So what's going on with everybody? Sharon, you're sitting up there in Massachusetts. What's the weather like?
Gorgeous today. It was, almost 80. Sun was shining, not a cloud in the sky, no humidity, a lot of pollen, but fabulous. Absolutely fabulous.
Awesome. And we're all over the East Coast here. Well, no, Doug, you're out in West Tennessee, right?
I'm in West Tennessee. Yeah. Today.
What's the weather like on the Mississippi?
It's been pretty well. We had a nice, good storm come through about an hour ago, but and it's supposed to start again here in a minute. But otherwise, it's actually been pretty nice. So it's good, muggy, hot, perfect kind of weather. So
that's good for writing.
It is, yeah. No, it's been good. I've been having some banger days lately. So.
And Don's in Virginia.
Yep.
And I know Virginia's beautiful this time of year.
Oh, it's awesome. Absolutely awesome.
When I talked to Nick earlier today, it was about 2 or 3 hours ago, he's in Northern Virginia. Where is that big White's truck stop? It used to be, I think, somewhere around the 280-mile mark. Anyway, he's probably past there and all the way up into Maryland or Pennsylvania by now. But Nick, if you're listening, I know he's got access, but be careful out there. Both Nicks, be careful out there on the road. So who's got some new books coming?
Well, Nick Sullivan does. He's got Boone, which is the prequel to his Deep series, and it is the story of how Boone came to be. And he hasn't done Emily yet. That's going to be a book for a later time.
But, I'm reading Boone now. It's really good. I mean, he delves back into Boone's childhood.
Yes.
Which is kind of what I'm doing with my Young Jesse series, but he's going back to 11 years old.
Exactly.
It's really cool. I love reading. I love reading about Boone Emily.
Yeah.
Boone's a great character. I always tell Nick I have a crush on Boone.
That's okay, because I got a crush on Emily. He writes good characters.
Yeah.
And of course, great locations.
And you've got one coming up. You got two coming up, don't you, Don?
I do. I've got Mob Jack Gamble, which is the first in a new series. I've written the prequel. The prequel is free to anybody that wants it. If you go to donrichbooks.com and just sign up for my newsletter, and you get, there's going to be this nice little 20,000 word book. Well, it ended up closer to novel length, but it's free. And then I've got Coastal Competition, which is book 12 of the Coastal Adventure series, and that'll be
awesome.
out in August. And
you're writing both at once?
I am.
We were talking before the show about how hard that is. Give us an example, Don.
Never again. It is just, I'm writing one in first person, one in third person, and then trying to remember everything about all the different characters and then going back and forth. And I go until I hit a wall in one, and then I switch over to the other and then have to relearn them all over again. And
I did a charity book and a Jesse book at the same time several years ago. Charity's in third person, female point of view. Jesse's in first person, male point of view. I had so many mistakes in that. I paid Marcia that little extra for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Nick Harvey and I have one coming out in together. Our second Missing in Zanzibar is coming out in June 25th of this month. And I was doing the same thing. We were writing that one, and I was writing the second in my Corsair series, and I kept switching the names constantly. Like our main guy and Missing the Keys and Missing Zanzibar is Grant. That's the character I'm writing. And I kept writing him into the wrong book every time. I had to go back and fix it. So.
It's not easy to do that.
I'm fascinated by the way all you guys write books together. Not all you guys, but people in this call have written books with collaborators. What is that like? What's your process for that? And how do you decide? Do you outline? Do you just like wing it? Do you catch up as you go along? What goes on?
Well, Nick Harvey and we do like an outline, kind of an idea of what we want to start with, and then we kind of go through, get a good idea going, and then we'll just discuss it as we go. And then we kind of probably until about 25% into it, we don't really have it exactly where it wants to go. And even then, we'll start changing things. Like this time, we got to the end, and hey, what if we do this? And so we kind of shifted a little bit here and there, but and we toss it back and forth. So I'll write a chapter, and we have two different points of views. We have Grant, who is an American, and then we have Charlie, who's a British female, and they're brother and sister, but they didn't know each other, and they've kind of come together now, and they kind of working as a PI, trying to help people find things. So that's kind of the whole thing. So I write the American side, and Nick writes the British side, and we have a lot of fun with the dialogue between the two of them. So
now, does he write in British English?
He writes her like anything she says in British English, but everything else, all the narration, everything else we do is in.
That's cool. That is really cool.
But I have to go through and change it. I have to change it all the time and tell them, hey, that's
You don't say that.
The book I'm working on now, Appalachia Fair. My main characters are Jesse McDermott, and we're interacting with Don McKenna's characters, Maggie and Wyatt, and even Dwight. And I noticed something when I went back and was reading her books. She had a penchant for using the word answered instead of replied. For dialogue tags, it would be, he went over there, he answered, or instead of replied, So anytime that her characters are speaking, then I use answered. When my characters are speaking, I use replied. I don't know if anybody's going to pick up on it, but it's fun.
Yeah.
I've got two co-authors, Kim Benshottle for the charity series and Stuart Matthews for the Jerry Snyder series. And they're both outliners, which is good for them, but not good for me because I'm a pantser. So they started out, they create an outline, how each chapter is going to flow and everything. The outline will be 15, 20,000 words.
Oh my God.
We just go in and flesh it out. And I just wait until they get the outline done. I don't start until they get that done. I can't outline. It's impossible.
I don't outline. I write the first chapter. I know where it's going to end, and then I just wing it most of the way through. If I get stuck, I'll outline like 2 chapters ahead, but that's it.
What platform do you use, Don or Doug?
What platform are you for? What, for writing?
Yeah.
I'm using Scrivener. So
I mean, when you're writing with the collaborator.
Well, with Nick, yeah, we've been using Scrivener. So like
Okay.
what we do is we toss it like we treat it kind of like and we obviously took it off of everything we do with timeless and graceless. It's the same kind of principle as we once one of us finishes it, we hand it off. We don't touch it until it gets back to us, and then we change we retitle it so it's got a different number. It'll have my initials on it if it's me. It's got his initials if it's him, and we just kind of pass it back and forth. And if we're going to do anything in it, we don't touch it, to do anything, and
Until
because we
you
want to
get the
make sure it
football back.
stays. To get the football back, and even then, I have to ask Nick if it's okay. Like, hey, is it all right? Nick's got he's fixed a few things in there, so we make sure we're all good. But we pass it back and forth, and it works out pretty well. I mean, and it's great because like Nick's a phenomenal writer, so it's always fun to kind of like write back and forth and see, you know, which one of us can outdo the other one at some point, and just have a lot of fun with different action scenes and stuff. So it's a blast to do. It really is.
Well, Stuart and I use Google Docs, and we can
Yeah.
both actually be on there editing the same paragraph at the same time.
Right.
And it can get confusing. You'll be typing something, and then all of a sudden the page will shift down, and what you're typing is gone.
Yeah. That would be
Matt's,
frustrating, I think.
Stuart's
to me,
up above
so.
me.
Yeah.
But if
That would drive Harvey nuts. Actually, I would probably send him up. He'd be like screaming at me at some point. I get in there, but no, it's actually really. I think that would kind of drive me nuts. But what we do is it works out really well for us. So.
Well, you two work together so well, and of everybody in Tropical Authors, you two just seem to mesh. I mean, even at when we were at NINC, and you guys were together, you could see you think along the same kind of lines.
We do. I mean, we spend like an hour together, or 2 hours a day, or a week together, usually doing the podcast. So 'cause we do the two authors chat show, and so
Yeah.
two authors podcast now. So we're we do a lot of planning for that and talking.
How many episodes are you up to now?
Oh, what are we up to now? Good question.
Any great
It's
notable
around.
song?
We just had George was our last one, and he's really great. He was in with us. Prior to that, we had Jason Casper. We're getting ready to had Pamela Fagan Hutchins on there. We've had some really good ones the last little bit. Angela Marsons and Lisa Reagan. There was some of our big ones. We picked up a few. I think we had a couple. We got a couple lined up coming up too in the next little bit. They're gonna be really good. We just interviewed Toby Neal, who does a lot of the Hawaiian, like the stuff set in Hawaii. She's got a paradise crime thriller, a paradise a mystery thriller, and a paradise cozy mystery. She's doing like everything. So.
Oh, neat.
Cool. Well, we had an interesting thing happen. Nate Van Coops has just joined Tropical Authors, and he went to one of Randy Wayne White's book signings in St. Petersburg, and gave him his card. And he looked at it, and he says, "Oh, you're one of those Tropical Author guys." So,
that's funny.
Word's getting out on Tropical Authors.
That's priceless.
Oh, we did eat at his restaurant. We did go and hang out at his restaurant there. So
Great restaurant.
Yeah,
and got a chance to video.
We got to do that again. That was so much fun.
Really was. Hopefully, he'll be around when we're there.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. We gonna eat at the same place again?
Yeah, I don't see why not. That was really good.
Absolutely, worked well.
Yeah,
wasn't that long a drive.
No,
I didn't have to drive it.
Don't shut him when you don't have to drive.
Trust me, you don't want me driving.
Oh man. No,
yeah.
So who else in TA's had a new release?
Well, Kirk Jockell has Trapped, a new one. I don't know exactly what it is about, but it's got the Cuban flag on it. So I think it's obviously set in Cuba. I haven't gotten around to reading it yet. AJ Stewart has Lion's Shadow.
That one.
guy by the name of Wayne Stennett has Bad Blood. It's a new young. That's the Young Jesse book, isn't it, Wayne?
Yeah, yeah. Cap Daniels and I both
I was
released
gonna say,
two
I
books
was
on
gonna
the
say,
same
Cap's
day.
got one then too. So
Yep, Shepherd's
Just popped
Chase.
up.
Yeah,
Maybe-
Shepherd's Chase is his number 27. He has tied me
Good Lord.
in 2.5, what? No, I guess it's been about 3.5 years.
Wow.
That's a
And
lot of books.
he
it's
writes.
taken me
He
10
writes like a
years.
fiend. Yeah, he writes like a
he's
fiend.
insane.
He's
Yeah.
insane. Yeah.
And then
And he's still working. I mean, where does he find the time? I swear there's, if you, I've never seen him without a shirt on, but I'm pretty sure there's an on off button right there in the middle of his chest. He's an
Probably
android.
so.
I mean, they had to make, the reason he's 6'5" and 300 pounds is androids are easier to work on that big. Same reason they, Dr. Frankenstein created the monster so big. It's easier
Yeah.
to work on.
How the heck's he fit in the cockpit of that plane?
Now, see, Cap,
It's a
you're
jumbo.
not here,
It's a
so we can
jumbo
pick
jet.
on you.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
and I
then
should be looking at YouTube.
a lot of deals. A lot of deals at Tropic Angel by Van Coops. Let's see, Wayne has Sellers Market. Let's see, Jinx Schwartz has Just Add Water. And then there's a 3-book set by David Crosby. Not that David Crosby, but the other David Crosby.
Our David Crosby.
Our David Crosby, right. And then, he's also got Florida Shuffle out on a deal, 99-cent deal. And Nick Harvey has Deadly Summer, and I'm addicted to the Summer series.
Oh my gosh,
Absolutely.
Nora.
Oh,
Talk about somebody who I've got. I mean, I tell him all the time. I'm trying to get him to hook up with my Chase Gordon. Let Chase Gordon kind of meet up with Nora because I got a little crush on her. So
Get in line.
yeah.
And then Glad One by Margaret Lashley, who she's got the best thing on Facebook. She always puts out really fun memes and fun little sayings, and she's just a trip. I haven't read her yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
Right now I'm reading Michael Reisig's new book, On the Road to Roatan.
nice.
I mean, he's done how many 14 or 15 Road to Key West books, and now he's heading across the Caribbean. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it a lot. He sent it to me last week, pre-release copy, and it's the same old Will in Kansas. They're back to their old shenanigans again. It's good to see him back.
Yeah, it is. He took a sabbatical there for a little while and getting back into it. I wish he'd put the monkey back in it. I about died when I read the first monkey one in the elevator.
He is the king of diversions.
He is.
I mean, when Kansas needs it, or when Will needs a diversion, Kansas has something to do. Put on a woman's dress, not a problem. He'll do anything to get the eyes away from Will.
I've enjoyed Rising. Rising kept me writing. I wasn't selling well, and things were just not going like I planned. And yeah, I didn't know him from Adam, and I get this email. It says, "Rich, why aren't you selling more books?" Yeah, well, I'd like to know that too. Do this.
Excellent question. So
he reached out to me after my first book and asked for my mailing address, and I thought he was going to sue me for stealing his character. He sent me a copy of his handbook for writers.
Oh, wow.
Oh, cool.
And
wow.
I read that from cover to cover in about 3 or 4 days, and I was in the middle of writing my second book, and I went back and changed a whole lot of things.
He taught me how to promote, and then all of a sudden I went from the basement to somewhere in the middle, and I was happy, and I'll never forget that, and I owe him forever.
That's the thing about our group. I mean, if anybody who's watching, we have over 50. I think it's over 50 now, isn't it, Mark? Sharon?
Yeah.
We 50 authors in the Tropical Authors group, and we support each other. We hold each other up. We, help each other out, and it's fun, and we make a big impact at Nink.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see we got Kirk Jockell joined. Oh, Kirk.
Hey there, Kirk.
You missed it. We were just talking about your book a few minutes ago.
Your microphone's not on.
Microphone. Hit that mute button.
Move your cursor down to the bottom left, and you'll see the.
He's gonna have to repeat everything he just said because he's just like shouting at the mic and then he hear us. So
either that or hold up a whiteboard.
Kirk, move your cursor. Move your
It.
cursor down to the bottom left, and you'll see the icon for the microphone. Click the little arrow button, and then choose unmute, or choose a microphone.
Okay, all right.
Now you got it.
It's been
How you doing down there in the Panhandle?
I just got back. Actually, I'm in North Georgia right now. I've been
you're back home.
I've been driving all day long, and I
You didn't
appreciate
get flooded out by that ruptured water main, did you? They had a major flooding event there.
Yeah, we had coming home though. I just bought this brand new F-150 Lariat, and I had a damn turkey vulture jump off the side of the road and decide to end it all right there on my my right rear view mirror.
Oh,
and
man.
So now I have a broken mirror, so it'll all work out though.
Is yours like my F-250? It's got the mirrors that fold all the way in.
Yeah, but I didn't have time to fold them in.
Yeah, when those things break off, they're expensive to replace. It's one of the most stolen auto parts in the world.
Right. It actually survived okay. The mirror itself was okay, but it popped out the actual mirror lens. And I was able to go back and get it and put it back up, and it shattered all to hell. But all the mechanisms work. It folds in and out and does everything else. But that's the last thing you want to do on a truck or any vehicle when you haven't even made your first payment yet. So
really? That soon?
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
Oh man.
And turkey vultures are nasty.
But no, back in Georgia, I got a lot of boat work to do, and actually a lot of writing to do. I got to start the next book, so I've been waiting to get back here to do that.
What is let's see, the book you just put out, Trapped. What is the synopsis of Trapped?
Okay, let me turn the volume up on you guys. Yeah, Trapped. So it's actually I like to weave in true current events in almost all my books. And there's actually an organization out of Cuba called the Henry Reeves International Medical Brigade. And it's actually state-sponsored human trafficking. The Cuban.
You were telling me about that when we got together down in St. George.
Exactly, when you were in St. George.
Yeah.
And so the Cuban government actually forces their medical professionals to work out of the country, and they take their passports, and they threaten them that if they escape, they'll never see their children again. They're not allowed back in the country, and it's actually it's actually a real thing. But if you just give it an easy glance on Google, you'll see all these accolades. I mean, the World Health Organization gave him a damn award. But if you dig deep, you actually can find the truth. And on the U.S. State Department website, they've got them listed as a tier 3 human trafficker. And it's actually their medical professionals are their number one export now, aside from cigars and rum and everything else. It's really pretty bizarre.
That is weird.
Yeah. And so my guy has an opportunity to save this absolutely smoking hot Cuban doctor out of Belize. And what a terrible place to be. And after all the research, I've got to go. So I'm going to be going next year to Belize.
Yeah.
Let
Belize
me
is
know
great.
when we'll get a couple of
Belize
guys
is
together,
awesome.
a couple of divers
Yeah.
together, and
Let's go.
Belize
Belize
is
is
great
great.
diving.
I was just writing a scene in Belize today, just about 30 minutes ago. So,
Schedule it around the arrival of the whale sharks.
oh yeah,
That would be cool. I've
Yeah.
never dived with a whale shark.
Fun.
you
how
can
y'all
you can
are
do that in the Panhandle. They've got them down there near Pensacola. So
Yeah.
Really?
yeah,
What time of year?
I just saw a picture on Facebook the other day. So I mean, I'd say probably earlier this year. So springtime maybe. So
I'll have to
I
look into
guess
that
I
because
didn't check that.
that's an
I
easy
just
drive from
I
here.
saw there's a dive shop down in Pensacola that was posting pictures where they went out and dove with them. So yeah,
Cool.
I have not done it, so I can't say for sure, but it's on my list of things to get down there and do. So
Hey Douglas, is your boat still down on the coast?
yeah, it's over in Gulfport, Mississippi. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. I hope to
undergoing.
be down probably next year sometime.
Okay. Yeah.
Sharon, you got a new book coming out in August. Is that right?
That's correct. It's called Sea Monsters. And as usual, my titles are multi-layered. So there is not an actual monster, but there is a monster figurine made of solid gold. And there are monsters who are destroying the environment. They're polluting the ocean and wrecking this really nice little island. And Finn, of course, has to butt her little nose into it and see if she can solve the issue and bring the sea monsters to justice. So
Yep.
that's what's going on.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Cool.
Well, we finally have somebody in the chat. Didn't know if I thought the thing was broken, but Bill Black just showed up. He's late again, and Bill, you're just in time for us to sign off.
Hello, Bill.
But it's always fun when we have these Hot Tropics episodes. It's the only chance we get to talk to one another, and it's
Yep.
this coming September, of course, we're going to have a whole bunch of us at NINC, and
Yeah.
we're going to do a special live episode, maybe Friday evening after dinner. We might do a special live episode live from NINC. That'd be a lot of fun.
Maybe we could get Randy Wayne White to come down there and hang out with us. So,
Yeah, that would be the place to do it. Do it at the jungle. What is it? The Jungle House?
Jungle Terrace.
Jungle Terrace.
Yep.
Jungle Terrace. Jungle Terrace. So
Yeah, I'll finally get a chance to see Randy Wayne. I think it's June the 11th. That's next week. I think next Tuesday. He's finally coming up to Atlanta for a book signing after many years of dissonance. So I'm gonna present him with a copy of The Cuban and Trapped, because those two books kind of go together, and thank him personally, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be writing.
Yeah, it's same here.
Yeah, I mean,
between him and John D. It's
Yeah.
oh, well, yeah.
I cut my teeth on John D. McDonald in the. Let's see, I think I found the first book about 1974.
Okay.
And went through every single one of them, and then I was waiting for the next one up until 1984 when he passed. And that's about the time I found Randy Stryker.
Oh.
And when I started reading the Randy Stryker books, I was like, hey, this guy's pretty cool. He's tall, he's buff, he's strong, he's good looking, he gets all the women. And so I started writing a bunch of short stories with Jesse McDermott. His main character in the Stryker books was Dusky McMorgan. Dusky, Jesse, McMorgan, McDermott, and they both lived on boats and they both had guns. And Dusky had his war room down in the bottom of his boat. Jesse's got his little war room underneath the bunk of his in his stateroom. But yeah, those books, that's what I cut my teeth on. Then along came Carl Hyacin and Elmer Leonard, and now I can't read those guys anymore because I'm too busy reading tropical authors books.
Well, when it comes to Randy, I don't know if you've ever been to a book signing, and I don't know if he still does it today, but he would always start off by telling everybody that, just by virtue of you being here, you're not just a reader, you're a writer, and you need to write your own book. And it really was after about the third time of hearing that, I was like, shit, I think you're talking to me. And then I started writing. Yeah. And, I mean, it hadn't been for him, I wouldn't be going down this avenue at all. So, and I get so much pleasure out of it because I damn sure don't do it for the money. I just like writing stories. So
it's the worst and the best job I've ever had.
Yeah.
It's by far the best job I've ever had. So I tell people all the time.
It's fun.
It's not easy, but it's the best job I've ever had. So
it's not easy.
When it ceases to be fun, I'll quit. But so far, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
Well, we are at the bottom or the top of the hour. That means Greta's just about got dinner on the table. Jordan's looking at me and looking at her watch and saying, "It's Jeopardy time. It's Jeopardy time." So we're going to head on downstairs. I want to thank all y'all for being on. Sharon and Don, thanks for co-hosting with us. And that helps me a lot because then I don't have to read my own chicken scratching. But
glad to do it. It's been fun.
Yeah. Thanks for inviting us.
Yeah.
Sorry for checking in so late. Have a nice evening.
And I want to thank our sponsors and supporters, Down Island Press, Aurora Publicity, How Not to Sail, Tropical Authors, of course, Latitudes and Attitudes. I think there's still one missing, I'm sure.
Pirate Radio.
Thank you, Don. We got them all that time. All right, well, until next time, let's see, the next one will be, this is June. It'll be October for the next Hot Tropics, and then July 1st, you said, for the next, and who's our guest? We don't have one, do we? No, we don't have a guest for the next show. So we got to dig up a author narrator combination for that. But thanks everybody for being with us, and thanks everybody for watching, and have a good evening.
You too.
Good night.
Adios.
Bye-bye.
See y'all later.